Sleep well?
Yes. I mean, no. I was just... My hammock broke down. Roberta's apartment was empty. She was away over the weekend on a modeling
Never mind
job.
about that now. Look at this.
So what?
That's the same woman we saw Charlie having dinner with.
How can you tell? She's only got half a face.
And the description of the man who swindled her sounds exactly like Charlie.
You're jumping at conclusions.
They're jumping at me. Listen. Mrs. Fraser met the dignified old gentleman at a swank hotel where he was registered as Peter Chadwick. After a whirlwind courtship during which he showered her with gifts, Mr. Chadwick proposed marriage. He also offered to invest part of her capital in his alleged enterprises. The attractive widow turned over $12,000 to her fiancé, and that was the last she saw of him. After waiting a week, she notified the police. Well, that's the big business deal that Charlie pulled off.
There's probably some very simple explanation for the whole thing. Let's go downstairs.
And how do you explain this? From the man's method of operation, the police have concluded that he is the notorious Charlie Price, who is wanted on similar charges in at least 7 states. Over the past 15 years, he has defrauded scores of gullible women of a reputed $500,000. Poor Edie.
Confidence men don't go around marrying penniless widows and lending money to strangers.
All right, we'll give him a chance to prove himself.
Now, let's do it right now.
Oh, I wondered where you disappeared to.
I know what you're thinking, but you could be wrong, too.
I don't care where you spent last night or any other night.
But Roberta just got back. I was still asleep, and I didn't know
I'm
it.
only talking to you because this is an emergency. But that doesn't mean I'm speaking to you.
Oh, good morning, Mr. McKinley.
Good morning, Harriet. Bring in your book and the mail.
Yes, Mr. McKinley.
Well, what have we got for today?
11 o'clock appointment with Mr. Gallagher of personnel. 1 o'clock luncheon with the representatives of the Blakeboro Paper Company.
I'd like some coffee, dear.
Yes, Mr. McKinley. Then there's your tailor, the barber, the man about those shirts you ordered, and don't forget your pills.
What the devil is this?
I don't know, sir. I didn't have time to open it.
Yes, Mr. McKinley?
Listen, Gallagher. I just got a letter from the Executive Secretary of Consolidated Motors advising me that Harold P. Cleveland, president of Consolidated Motors, will be in town Tuesday. Will I please show him every possible courtesy? Now, what the devil is this all about?
I don't know. Beats me.
Get Herbert in New York. Well, if you don't mind, I don't like it.
Mr. Herbert.
What the devil does the president of Consolidated Motors want to come around here for?
Maybe he's just passing through.
Okay, but I wish you'd please tell me what the devil this is all about. We ever heard of this bird before?
Not that I recall. Hello, Mr. Herbert. Just a moment. Mr. McKinley calling.
Hello, Herbert. Listen, I just got a letter saying the president of Consolidated Motors is coming up here to inspect my plant next week. I'd like to know why all of a sudden is Consolidated Motors fishing around my place. Well, maybe it is just a goodwill tour, but I don't like goodwill tours, so do me a favor. Get a hold of whoever you can and find out if there's been a change in Consolidated Motors' policy toward its subsidiaries. Maybe they've decided to quit printing. Make more cars or something. Okay, call me back. I want every executive in the conference room at 10:30. And cancel Gallagher.
Yes, Mr. McKinley.
Send off 3 copies of this as soon as you can.
Yes, Mr. McKinley.
Listen, gentlemen, the president of Consolidated Motors is coming here next Tuesday to inspect our plant personally. I don't mind telling you, I don't like a lot of big shots sticking their noses in my business. How do we know they haven't decided to convert this place into an assembly line for automobiles or washing machines? And remember, you fellas are in this just as deep as I am. Your very jobs may depend upon it. As I see it, our only hope is to make a good impression. I'd like to see some drawn looks on your faces, as if you'd been working overtime for months, and I'd like to see this place really humming. That's all. Gallagher, how about that trouble we've been having with the bookbinders local?
Oh, we've got at least a month before any decisive action will be taken on that, Mr. McKinley.
Well, never mind how much time we've got. I'd like to strike a note of accord in time for the inspection. Give an impression of a smoothly functioning factory full of happy employees. Now, what do they want?
Another restroom on the 2nd floor.
Okay, get it installed immediately. I'm not letting our relations with Consolidated Motors be disrupted over some bookbinder's comfort. Harriet, who's head of the program committee at the Chamber of Commerce?
Arnold Willoughby.
I want to talk to him on the phone. Oh, but then get my wife, dear.